Hi, I'm Jiren. Today I want to talk about the RPG research question I want to pursue in this semester. That is, why are RPGs so appealing? Uh, and in the literature review, I choose two articles as my sources. The first one is game classification and game design, because after half a century of development, video games have become highly complex interactive cultural entertainment products. The original type of classification has become stretched in the face of more and more mixed games. Categorizing games can help game designers to determine what characteristics their game must have and which players can be attracted to their game. In this research, I will focus on ARPGs, is the action role-play game, because it's my favorite type of game. The second article is the psychology of massive multi-user online role-playing games. Uh, Online RPG with multiple players focus more on the communication between players, and I believe that it will be more prototype. It will be the prototype of the metaverse. How to create a communication environment in the game that makes all players feel comfortable is the key to building a virtual community. And in the context part, I want to choose Monster Hunter World Iceborne and the new game Elden Ring as artifacts for analysis. For Monster Hunter, the combat system of the game is very delicately designed. There is one word to describe the combat system that is real. That is real. When you are fighting with the monster, you can feel that the monster is living instead of a complex model made of code and graph. This monster will also get angry, tired, and scared, and and compete for and fight for territory with other monsters. At the same time, for the player itself, the heaviness brought by a weapon is truly conveyed to player from the very beginning of the game. You can feel the muscle power you need to swing the meter-long broadsword in your hand. The most admirable thing that the producer can give player a strong game interaction experience while designing the real game experience. The combination of two creates an exquisite combat system for Monster Hunter. For Elden Ring, I prefer to analyze the world building rather than action and monsters. In its predecessor, Dark Souls, developer from software excelled at using fragmented narratives to tell a story. The core of method is allowing players to use their imagination to build stories. In addition to the possibility that players can derive their own unique stories, it also allows players to interpret the story from other perspectives each time they receive new pieces of information. Unlike the Dark Souls series, Elden Ring is an open world building. I'm really looking forward to analyze why the world is so attractive after Elden Ring's official release. I think RPG games are characterized by having one or more characters to manipulate and a virtual fantasy world. Making a fun, engaging RPG requires a focus on characters and world building, with the rest of the gameplay serving both. For example, in Monster Hunter World, the players played Hunter can use up to 14 weapons and have different actions when using different weapons. In terms of character setting, because the player is human, all weapons are designed to be usable by humans, and they have corresponding actions according to the characteristics of different weapons. From the perspective of world buildings, hunters cannot use magic power, so there's no magic in the weapon, and the hunter will not spray flame from mouth. These designs are in line with the underlying rules of this fantasy world, and thus create a sense of reality, which is a critical idea that RPG games should pursue. Therefore, here's a question: how to create a real fantasy world? This is indeed a question worth pondering deeply, because whether it brings the sense of reality and immersion to the player is an important criterion for judging whether an RPG is fun.